Yeah. It don't rain. Whee. There, that way. It don't rain. Now, it's been a minute, team. Multiple minutes it has been since I have made a MotoVlog and actually put it on YouTube. Truth be told, I've made several MotoVlogs and recorded a bunch, but that footage is old and I was too lazy to do anything with it. So there you go. But this footage I will put on the internet. I'm gonna do it. Wanna know why? Well, as many of you know, my dearest father did not know that I had a motorcycle. I think we've talked about this before. So I couldn't really tell anyone about my YouTube page. What is back there? Howdy, sir. Please do not murder me. Anyway, my father did not know. So being that my father did not know, I could not tell people about like my YouTube channel or really anything like that. It was kind of our little secret, right? So I just graduated with my master's degree. So that's cool, right? Finally got that done with. And my father came up for my graduation. First time he has been in Pennsylvania in 5 years. I'm pretty sure I've had a motorcycle for 4 now, maybe? Give or take a year. Definitely not 5 years. If anything, it's 2. 3 or 2. I think this is the second summer I have had Chloe. Oh, that's a hole. I hit the hole. At least 3 years. So he came up, and I've been trying to tell this man about me having a motorcycle pretty much since I got a motorcycle. And every time I tried to bring it up, he would say, "Son, if you live in Pennsylvania and you own a motorcycle, you're an idiot. It is so windy." Anyway, it was like, "Man, you'd be an idiot to own a motorcycle in Pennsylvania." Man. I was like, "Oh, well, I guess now is not the time." Well, fast forward to my graduation, they're staying in my apartment. So my options are hide motorcycle and all stuff, or just nut up and tell him. So I decided to go with the nut up and tell him approach. I just realized I've been blinding these people in front of me with my high beams this whole time. So I went up with the suck it up and tell him approach, and I told him, and he was like, "You're a fucking idiot." I was like, "Saw that one coming, haha." So he kind of looked at it. He said it was pretty. I was like, "Yeah, she is." And went inside, didn't really talk about it for a minute. And then after maybe like half an hour, I was helping them like get their stuff into their room. And he's like, "So does this motorcycle you got start?" And I was like, "Yeah, it starts." Which is actually a pretty good question to ask me with my track record, well, my family's track record of vehicles. I was just gonna go get gas, but I think I'm gonna make a right because I like that way. So that's actually not a bad question. So I'm like, "Yeah, it starts." And he's like, "Well, let's go start it." And I'm like, "Oh God." And I'm like, "Oh God." He wants me to start the motorcycle. For those of you who do not know, which I don't think I've ever even mentioned this on the channel, and doesn't really come up in conversation with my friends a lot, my dad had a Honda, I believe it was a 450. It's what I would call a cafe racer back when he was dating my mother. So he had a bike. He has his license, all that fun stuff. So I started up, and he's like, well, how does it shift? And I'm like, well, 1 down, 5 up. Is that how it goes? 1 down, 5 up? I think so. I can't remember if I go straight or turn left. I'm gonna go straight. What's the worst that can happen? And then he sits on it, right? After I get started, I'm like, oh God. No one's behind me, so I can drive as erratically and talk to myself as much as I want. So he gets on, I'm like, oh damn. And he's like, how do I go around the block? And I'm like, well, you go down here, go to the first stop sign, you go through that to the second stop sign, make a left, then a left, then a left, and then a right. I'll just bring it straight back here. And he's like, so go down here, make a left, a left, a left, and a right. And I'm like, no. Go to the stop sign, go through it to the second stop sign. Then you're going to make a left, and then a left, and then a left, and then a right. And he's like, okay. So off he goes on my motorcycle. He's gone for a while, and I'm like, I'm looking at my mother, I'm looking at my girlfriend, and I'm like, do you think he died? Do you think, like, should I go look for him? Because, like, around the block, that was a big bird. I think it was an owl. The owl is the largest flying birds. Anyway, so he was gone for a while. Oh, my voice cracked. And eventually I start getting worried. So I kind of like go to the end of my houses and kind of like look down the road. And eventually I hear the bike coming back, and I'm like, okay, he's alive. He's coming back. So he comes back and he's like, the pegs are really high up. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, it's a super sport bike. It's technically a race bike. And he's like, oh, I think I would have to get used to it. And I was like, oh God, it's so bumpy. And I was like, take it out again. Like, do you want, like, because he didn't wear my helmet or anything. He just kind of asked if it started. I thought he just wanted to hear it, like, go and jump. He took it, and so I was like, do you want, like, my helmet? Like, you can take it on the road. Like, it's, you can go. And he's like, nah, I'll just take it around the block again. So he disappears again for a little bit and comes back, and went pretty well. It was a good time. Not at all what I expected to happen, but you know, I'm glad that how it turned out is how it turned out. And afterwards, that night after I graduated, I was like, man, I am so happy that I can talk to you about this now, because I've wanted nothing more than to like talk to you about it, because like he had one, like it's kind of like a bonding experience, if you will, or a bonding thing. That's a groundhog. A bonding subject. That's the word I was thinking of. I think I can go straight and go past the police barracks in my non-inspected motorcycle. We're back to it being non-inspected, of course. So yeah, and he's like, well, you know, oh, and I also said, I thought you were gonna be like mad livid. I pictured him like losing his mind, and he didn't, and that was really surprising and really relieving. Ooh, that kind of scared me, did me a frighten. I really like these roads. And it's starting to rain. That's good. And he was like, well, you know, let's just, you know, you're 25, 26. Side note, I still have no idea how old I am. I think I'm 26. Just putting that out there. Carol Ann had to convince me for like 15 minutes at Jambalaya, which is our end of the semester, like, percussion get-together, about how old I was. Like, I had to freaking count the years I've been alive. Anyway, and he's like, well, you know, it just gives me another thing to worry about. I mean, you're 26, I had a bike when I was your age. Oh, so yeah, that answers the question of when he had a bike, when he was 26. I mean, he had it for a couple years from what I remember him telling me, and that I can make my own decisions, and it does worry him, but I'm a big boy. And I was like, wow, wow, wow. I was so surprised, and so relieved, to be 100% honest. Like, I've wanted to talk to him about that for like ever and a half. I just figured that he would be a grumpy gills about it. So yeah, so that happened. So after he and I talked, and now he knows I have a bike, I have this like want to do MotoVlogs again. Like, I want to put out content again, and now I can actually tell people about it. Not that people aren't stuff. I mean, people are stuff, scientifically speaking. I mean, they're made out of stuff, but you know what I mean? Like, I can tell people about what I'm doing now instead of not. So that's exciting to me. Like, I really want to start putting out more content, and I think what I'm going to try to do is, which if you guys have paid attention to the channel, which I think I have like 18 of my friends are subscribed to me. So friends, or even if they're not friends, which you could be my friend, if you ever want to talk or hang out, you know, whatevs. Like, I only have 18 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure I know all of them IRL. So if you guys watched my Dauntless videos, I got into that. I've been streaming so much, just all the time. So I think I'm going to make a separate video about that, because Carol Ann tells me this every time I put out a MotoVlog. She's like, it's so long, it's like a 3-hour video. Which, I mean, she's right, she isn't wrong. That's just something that I like when I watch Chase on Two Wheels or Walterific, I pretty much like treat that content as like a TV show. And that's kind of like, I do that. That's most of my chill out day, is watching YouTube. And like, I'll watch MF Tally Time, which is a Heroes of the Storm YouTuber and streamer. And Heroes of the Storm games are about 20 minutes. So it's like perfect like TV show length. So yeah, I'm really gonna try to be good about it. And I know I've said that before. And even in the videos that I made that I never uploaded because they're old now, and I don't know if I really want to put out old content. So I think that's just gonna, actually, I may have deleted it when I got my new PC, to be totally honest. I can't really remember. But I probably won't release that content anyway. God, this bike sounds good. So I'm going to try to make shorter videos and more of them. I want at least one MotoVlog a week, and at least one video game thing a week. Tell you what though, it's way easier to make game videos than it is MotoVlogs, because the MotoVlog, you have to edit it and all that. Game videos, I can pretty much just hit record and talk to myself and then upload it. Made it. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for me, guys, and I'm really going to try to upload stuff. I promise. I swear. Alright, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace.